Good morning, good afternoon, good evening for my late night people. I am Jennifer, and I am just enjoying this beautiful winter sunshine this morning and bringing a sequence to you that you can enjoy on your own anytime that you wish. Let's head over to your mat. Come over to your mat. I'm going to prepare a sequence for you that can be taken at any time, a balanced practice that could be added on, that can be modified, that can be customized for whatever you need that day. We're going to start in a child's pose. If you would take your big knees, or your big toes. Oh, maybe you do have big knees. Toes together to touch. Spread your knees out wide. I love the variation of turning my toes towards the front of the mat and then getting that nice fascia stretch, sort of like when you take in broken toe pose, but it might not be as intense. And slowly lower down with or without that fascia stretch. Sit the hips back onto the heels and drop the head down to the mat. As you drop your head down to the mat, take a moment or two to take a full body scan in this shape. Notice if there's anywhere in your physical body that's simply asking for a little bit of more love, kindness, compassion than the other spaces of the body. In the mind, notice what is at the forefront of your thoughts. And as you notice, decide if that thought, that stream of consciousness is something that you can release for now. And then slowly begin to rock your forehead from left to right. Come back to stillness, resting on the center of the brow. And take a full breath in. Let the breath fill up the belly. Decrease the space in between the inner thighs. And a full deep exhale out. Let the chest hover closer to the mat. Slowly raise yourself into a tabletop. Bring the knees in underneath the hips. Pull the belly in towards the spine. Let your gaze be directly towards the ground. And line up the spine in a simple alignment from the base of the hips to the crown of the head. And imagine reaching the head forward, pulling the hands back, and finding length within each of those vertebrae to increase the amount of space for disc tissue and nerve endings. On an inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze. Release tension from the heart. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. On an exhale, bring that space in between the shoulder blades up towards the heavens. Push down through the hands and bring your chin closer to your chest. A breath fluid movement, I should say. Inhale, drop the belly. And exhale, roll into the spine. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, roll into the spine. This time as you inhale, drop the belly, but as you exhale, roll into the right rib cage. Inhale to your angry cat pose. Exhale into the left rib cage. Pull the left rib cage towards the left side of the mat. Inhale to center. Now take out the pauses as you seamlessly exhale into the right rib cage. Inhale to the spine. Exhale to the left rib cage. Inhale to the belly. And again, exhale to the right rib cage. Inhale to cat pose. Exhale through the left rib cage. Inhale, cow pose. Pause. Breathe in. Exhale through the left rib cage. Inhale up to cat. Exhale out through the right rib cage. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, left rib cage. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, right rib cage. Inhale, cow pose. Come to a neutral spine. Reach the right toes behind you. Push into that heel, so you get a nice big stretch all the way through the back of the right leg. You can stay. You can lift the right leg for a little more activation of the right abdominal wall. If you'd like to add balance to this, just to add curiosity to your practice, you can bend the right knee. You can place the weight into the right hand, reach back, and take hold of that right foot. Turn the body towards the left side of the mat and take a big breath into the chest. And release down wherever you are. Bring that right knee back under the hip. Push back through the left toes. Take that stretch. Pull the belly into the spine. Bring the head neutral in position. Take that stretch by pushing into the heel. Big breath in. Make a decision to either stay, lift, activating the right oblique. Keep that heel in line. I can see that my heel came way above my hip. If you stay, you're doing great. Otherwise, maybe explore a little with that balance. Weight into the left hand. Reach up and around. Excuse me. Take the left foot with the right hand. And release down. Tuck the toes. Hover the knees just for a moment. This feeling, this sensation that we've just created in the belly is what we're looking for throughout much of our practice. Keeping that belly contraction, compression. Take a breath in. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Beautiful, beautiful space for you to check out everything going on in the body, physically, emotionally even, and most definitely mentally as you drop that head down. And let the thoughts shake out of the top of the head. Let the tailbone reach and lengthen towards the heavens and the heels drop down into the root of the earth. Inhale, look towards your hands. Walk to the top of your mat. Nice and easy forward fold. Feel free to allow a bend to be in the knees to allow for better accessibility of the hamstrings and releasing the low back. So your knees can be here Your knees can be here. Your hands can be here. Your hands can be around the shins, or maybe drop them all the way down towards the mat. Let the belly push up right against the thighs to bring compression into that lower abdominal wall, location of small and large intestine, the liver. Interlace the fingers behind the low back and then drop your fists towards the front of the mat. Readjust your shoulders to come away from the ears and then drop the fists a little bit further. Bend into the left knee and let the fists fall over to the left, straighten out through the right as much as your outer hip will allow your IT band. Come back to center, bend into the right knee, straighten through the left leg, and then drop the fists over to the right side of your mat. Come back to center and drop your hands down. Lift up halfway, iron out the spine, push the hands into the shins. Exhale and fold down. And then slowly begin to rise to a full Tadasana pose, mountain pose. Ground down through all four corners of your feet. Lift the toes to find all four corners. And then let that rooted energy start to roll up through the shins, the calves, the hips. Pull the belly in. Bring big, fresh breath into the chest, a full inhale, and take a back bend on your exhale. Any amount of opening that you are comfortable with is the right depth for you. Inhale back to center and take a twist over to the right. Open up the hands. Reach the right hand behind you, the left hand in front of you. Keep the right hip heading forward towards the top of the mat. Inhale back to center. Exhale and open, twist to the left. The left hand is behind you. The right hand is in front of you. The left hip keeps guiding towards the front of the mat. Inhale back to center. Exhale and fold all the way down. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, walk the feet back to your high plank. And hold that high plank. A couple things to look for. First, option to take down to the knees. Second, part of the body to be aware of is the elbows. To keep the elbows soft. Resisting the urge to lock out the joints in the elbow. Letting your elbows remain soft to use the strength of the shoulders, the biceps, the triceps. And then pull the belly in. As you're pulling the hip bones together, drop down to the knees, kickstand the right foot off the mat. On an inhale, take a long stretch on the left side of the body. You may stay, or you can lift the left foot. Option to keep that trend going with the quad stretch. Keep that, or take a hold of the left foot with the left hand. Come back through center. Let the left knee drop to the ground. Kickstand the left foot off of the mat. And then roll into a right side stretch. You stay. You can lift, or you can capture that right foot with the right hand and then curl into that quadricep stretch / hip opener / heart opener. And come back through center. Tuck the toes, high plank, teeter forward on or off the knees. Take a chaturanga, squeeze the elbows into the rib cage. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful job, everybody. Slow sequence, all encompassing. Inhale, look towards your hands. Exhale, walk to the top of your mat. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale and fold down. Inhale, rise, breath meets movement. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, rise to stand, hands through heart center. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, walk your feet back. We'll take that side stretch out, teeter forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Look towards your hands. Walk to the top of your mat. Inhale, rise all the way to center. This time, taking a side stretch. Take the left wrist with the right hand and lead the body over to the right. Inhale, back to center. Take the right wrist with the left hand. Take your stretch to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale and fold down. Lift up halfway. Exhale, ball pose. Come high up onto the tiptoes. Land the hands down on either side of you for balance and curl the forehead into the chest. Lift the head. Slowly release down onto your glutes and all the way down onto your back. Go ahead and let the left leg go long. Pull the right foot in for a half happy baby. Continuing with that stretch. Pull the right knee in towards the armpit and then past the armpit. Letting the left hip stay on the mat. Stay here or take that extended half happy baby as you extend the foot any amount. Bend in the knee is fabulous. Pull the knee back in. Release the foot to bring the knee over the hip. Extend the right arm long and then use the left hand to guide the right leg over towards the left for a nice big twist. That left knee, or right knee I should say, does not need to come to the floor, but if it's very far from the floor, think about tilting onto the left hip. You can provide a self-assist, taking the left hand underneath the right knee. And then coming back to center, let that right leg go long. And for a moment, just pause in this sedentary state to observe the imbalance in the body. Oftentimes, we observe the imbalance to notice the balance. We'll take that left leg in towards the chest, grabbing for the outer edge, half happy baby. You can keep that right hand on the right hip to remind the right hip to stay grounded towards the mat. Option to take that extension, any amount. And don't forget to breathe. Don't forget to use that yogic breath the entire practice. Very easy to do, very easy to come back to habitual, shallow breathing. And come back to center. Release that left foot. Let your left hand go long. Use your right hand to guide the left knee over to the right for your twist. You can provide that self-assist by taking the right hand right underneath the left knee and then pulling that left knee even further. Come back to center. Pull both knees into your chest. Rock a little side to side. Notice how the body feels. Notice how the mind feels. Notice the emotional status that you've created with just a few short moments to yourself, free and rid of other stimulation from the world. And take a full breath in. Exhale, release down to your resting pose, your Shavasana. Legs go long, hands come to your side. Let your biceps and triceps release to the mat. The backs of the shoulders, the glutes. Backs of the thighs, the calves. And let the heels release all contraction so that the toes flap out. And just be. My hope for you is that you have more time to spend in Shavasana than as I am guiding you out. But if you're ready, start to bring movement to your fingers and your toes. Start to find a soft rock from left to right with the head, acknowledging that energetic space, acknowledging the thoughts and the emotions. And bring your knees into your chest and then rock to your right or left side. Pose of rebirth. Symbolizing to us that every moment is a moment to start anew. And the best and worst part of each situation is it all is temporary. And slowly bring yourself to a seat. Bring your hands in front of your heart and lower your gaze to your fingertips for the last few moments that you spend on the four corners of your mat, your own personal world, meant to be created, meant to be customized for each day. A place where we can always come to receive and release, transform and explore. Your thumbs come to your third eye center. The light and the love in me acknowledges admires, and appreciates the light and love in each and every one of you. Namaste. Have a beautiful day, everybody. Mwah.